What Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's Anime Nerdigan review is going to be on Sailor Moon Crystal, Act 30, Infinity 4, or Episode 31 is what it's also called. So, for those Anime Nerdigans that don't know how I do my reviews, this is a quick explanation. So basically, I read the manga and follow the anime with the manga right in front of me, page by page, and I see if it is correct or not, and see if some of the stuff that was added was good or was some of the changes really stupid and it shouldn't have happened. So anyway, before now I can get into this. So I gotta say the animation and the music were beautiful as usual. Toei, I don't know where the fuck you've been and why you didn't do this to season 1 and 2, but oh my god, this animation is great and the music is really good. So if I don't talk about a part of an episode, that's usually a good thing because that means it is perfect. Or there's little minor details with wording changes, but if I get nitpicky about that, then I will probably lose it. So something that bothers me in this season, and I don't know if it was happening in season 1 and 2 as much, but Sailor Moon Crystal, you need to make up your mind. Are you going to have inner monologues or not? Because there's some scenes where there are inner monologues, and then there's other scenes where there's just none when there should be. And it's been driving me crazy the past couple of episodes. So Venus and Mars, it starts off with Venus and Mars thoughts not being included. When both of them were thinking, I can't sense anything about those two. And another Mars thought that was missing when they were talking about the talisman, that mirror is a talisman. Why the fuck wasn't it there? And I did not like that they changed the line about, it didn't make sense to me, because Mars said to Haruka in the anime, is it you who have made us have the bad dreams telling us to collect the talismans? It's like, what the fuck? No, that's not what Mars says in the manga. What Mars says in the manga is, I was instructed in my prophetic dream to collect the talismans, but this can't be. This can't be. Who on earth are you people? Why was that line not in there? The other line was really retarded. I'm sorry, it just was. And something else that's been bothering me, especially with this episode in particular, is they have the wrong character saying the lines. And this happens a lot in this episode. So Mars was supposed to say, if you know something, we don't, tell us. What's going to happen from here on out? It was Mars that's supposed to say that, not Mercury. Mercury's going to have her time in this episode. Just stop it. And then, the other line change I really didn't like. There's another one too later on in this video. I'll mention it. But I don't like that Uranus says that they're not going to fight with you guys. And in the manga she says we have no intention of fighting alongside you at all. And in the anime she says we have no intention of fighting with you guys. It's like, I don't know if it's just Hulu translation being really retarded, but I did not. If that's incorrect, please let me know in the comment section if it's just Hulu being retarded, because I did not like that line at all. I got confused for a second. I was like, wait, it didn't sound grammatically correct for a second, and I know it's weird. And I gotta say, I loved Neptune's music attack. Oh my god, it was so perfect. Oh, I loved it because I saw it it was in the manga too. And that's one thing the 90s anime didn't have, is they didn't have Neptune's music attack, which I thought was so awesome. I loved it. It was animated beautifully. And then, I don't know if I'm fine with the added dialogue from Mikado, but she said that for any reason, how dare they attack us suddenly? I was like, okay, this wasn't in the manga, and I don't know why Mikado is saying this, but I understand why she's saying this, but I don't know if this should have been in the anime. I don't know. Like, that was one of those lines I was like, I don't know if it should be here or not. And then the anime decided to be like, oh, let's give Rei everybody's lines, because Rei was saying to Rei said to Luna, do you know about those two? That was actually Usagi just said Luna in the manga, so I like the added dialogue, but I kind of wish Usagi would have said it and not Rei. And I kind of wish that Luna would have stuck to the manga, if they would have stuck to the script and the manga for Luna. And plus, another thing that pissed me off, why the fuck did you have Artemis saying anything here? He's not supposed to say anything here. This is what she said in the manga. Luna said in the manga. She said, I don't even know if we ought to be making contact with them. Originally, they were never intended to show up here in our time or fight. Because she didn't, in the anime, it wasn't really mentioned about the present time. In the manga, it's emphasized about the present time. And Luna also says this, but I never thought we'd run into them in present day. And I was and again, that's when I got frustrated, because Chibiusa is supposed to have a thought like Pluto, and it's not really there. Where is the other thing? Hold on a second. Okay, I don't like that. Again, this is what Artemis said. They've been reincarnated, and there must be some kind of crisis or whatever. But that was Luna that was supposed to say that, and she was also saying this. But it seems that the legends are true. They've been reincarnated. There must be some kind of crisis they will be needed for. And I don't know if it's me, but the anime's making Artemis sound dumber than he really is. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels that way, but I just don't like the lines he says half the time in this anime. He's a lot better in the manga, to be honest. And this again, we're skipping inner monologue because Amy was having an inner monologue in the scene, and she was in the manga, and she was saying in that case, or thinking in that case, then why would they attack us? And then they decide to skip Mikado completely, because Mikado's supposed to say, that's one hell of a way to introduce yourself. That shit's funny. Why didn't you put that in there? Oh, God. There's some things I don't understand why they don't put in there from the manga, because it's hella funny. Let's see. And then Minako is supposed to say this, but for some reason, you guys decide, people at Toei, or whoever is writing the freaking script, decide to give Rei Minako's lines, because Minako is supposed to say this in the manga. She says, whatever their reasons, they made it clear they aren't our allies. Instead, Rei said that line, but then it continues on, and if they try to attack us again, we're going to fight those two, which was correct in the anime. They did that correctly. But it was the first part that wasn't correct. And Chibiusa didn't say those two helped me home the other day. I kind of wish he would have said that. I don't know why they didn't do that, but whatever. Okay, there was an inner monologue missing from Usagi, which was a common or I should say inner thought. There was a lot of the same kind of thought was going on throughout the chapter in the manga, so I didn't understand why they didn't include it in the anime. And yes, this is all of chapter 30. I'm very happy with that. Let's see. She said she's thinking it looks like it's going to rain. Bad weather. But since our last encounter, I haven't seen them, neither Uranus or Neptune. And then the anime has Haruka telling Usagi she's stalking him. It's like, no, she's not stalking him. In the manga, he says, I decided to try a new route home and ended up here. I suppose you drew me here. Why the fuck would you say that Usagi is stalking you and that you're going to eat her up if she doesn't stop? I did not understand that. That was like a huge what the fuck moment. I did not like that at all. And then after the whole thing, Mama-chan shows up, why didn't you have him say, what's wrong? What did he do to you? And Usagi's supposed to say, it's not like that. Nothing happened. But you kept the inner monologue for that. So what the fuck, anime? Make up your goddamn mind. And yes, and I'm going to say it again. This music is freaking awesome. Okay, so let's get to the arcade scene. So when Chibiusa goes to search for Mama-chan at the arcade, In the anime, they only had Mikado say that that Mama-chan's not there. But in reality, what happened is Motoki says, Yahoo Chibiusa said, doesn't look like he's coming today. And then Mikado is supposed to say, if you keep looking around for Mamoru like that, chasing him like a kid, everyone will think you're weird or something like that. And I was like, why the fuck did you fuck this shit up? Why? It was funny. I liked Mikado can be funny, and God, I don't like how it's so serious most of the time. It just, it's driving me nuts. Let's see. And then Chibiusa says, I'm supposed to be baking something I like out of clay, but I'm no good at that, so I wanted some help with my homework. I don't know if she said it in the right order, but yeah. And Amy got skipped, and because she was supposed to say, so then your mama, Sailor Moon, has this item. And seriously, keep on skipping, Chibiusa. Like, I was like, why? She said, she was supposed to say, this is what she said in the manga, I don't know. I'm actually not allowed into Mama's room, so I never asked anybody about it. I did once ask Artemis and Luna about it, but we didn't talk about it much. And then then I kept getting frustrated because they kept skipping the inner monologue, like this one from Usagi. Cheating, is that what he thinks that meeting was? Me cheating on him? Why the fuck? And then Usagi was supposed to say, when they were going to make the grail, what are you trying to make out of clay again? And seriously, you skipped Momo saying this. He said, a holy grail, how are you going to make something like that out of this? And Chibiusa, not Usagi, because Usagi said it in the anime. Chibiusa said it in the manga. She said, yeah, I want to make it and have lots of jewels just like that. And you know what kind of frustrated me? I don't know if it frustrated anybody else. I don't think it didn't frustrate me too much, but in the manga, Mama was supposed to say, there's something about finding it in the encyclopedia and to show the picture. It's like, well, how the fuck does he know what book to go for? But anyway, and then Usagi is supposed to say, wow, it's a holy grail, because Usagi has no fucking idea what the holy grail is. And, yeah, Usagi went to go get the materials. I'm not mad at them for not showing it, but I kind of wish, they had Usagi come back with the ice cream, though, because that would have been really cute. But whatever. And then they brought the inner monologue back, and it's like, dude, what the fuck, anime? Make up your goddamn mind, seriously. It just, And, okay, now we're getting into the Amy, Mikado, and Usagi scene about the test. Like, I kind of wish Usagi would have said, Amy, you don't need to go to any place like that. Besides, I don't like those places. And this was also skipped, too. I guess this was the proctor of the exam said this. They said, if anyone can get marks on the entrance exam, it'll be our genius student, Mizuno Amy. We are honored to have you here with us today. And if you can manage to be one of the top 12 scores, then your tuition at the Infinity University is free. So there's fierce competition. I mean, yeah, she said that there's high pressure and there's fierce competition. Amy was thinking that, but what the fuck? Seriously. And, okay, then I got really annoyed. I don't know if it's Hulu being stupid or what, but in the manga, it says that, that Amy's going to go on a tour of the school. Not some bullshit trial enrollment. What the fuck? Like, seriously, it isn't trial enrollment. It's a goddamn tour, and Amy is a visiting student. It's like, And then Amy's lines were shortened, and that kind of bothered me, too, because this episode is supposed to be her episode. So why the fuck would you shorten any of her lines? Any of her lines. Because she says in the manga, she says, I'll be fine. I don't think I'll be found out that easily. You guys stay here and watch over Usagi to make sure she stays out of trouble. If anything happens to me, I'll be in touch. Like, why the fuck did you cut some of that shit out? Like, I don't understand. And then we get to what Baidu says about the school. Because that didn't really get mentioned, except for maybe the discipline part, because she says this: many of the students here at the academy are professionals in their field of study. Philosophers, scientists, actors, and athletes. The course instructors follow the academy's doctrine of discipline, just like the students are expected to do. And you know what? I gotta say this. There's this one thing I did like the adding of was when Baidu was telling Kaori that what was it? That because her machine was able to, or her hologram, because it was drawing Mercury in, determined that obviously Amy was a planet and was guarded by a planet. I like that. I thought that was good. I like that addition because that wasn't in the manga. And then I got really annoyed because they cut out a lot of shit that Baidu said that I really liked. She said, let's begin, in today's lesson, we are going to learn about host. Let's begin by making your body into our vessel. And then Amy's like thinking, what is she talking about? And then they had Haruka and Michiru show up way later than they did in the manga, because in the manga, Haruka and Michiru show up and they say, we are also interested in how you create vessels. And then Baidu says, seize them and take these 3 to my class. And Baidu, then there's supposed to be this other chase scene that didn't happen in the anime, which kind of frustrated me. And also Baidu, when Amy jumped into the pool to transform, Baidu was supposed to say, you fool, we're on the 13th floor. And also Michiru and Haruka jumped out the window too, which I thought was awesome. But I gotta say, Mercury's transformation in the pool was so fucking beautiful. I loved it. It was beautiful. And I just didn't like that. Okay, this is what was supposed to happen during the chase. So Kaori says, what's all this commotion? I won't forgive you if you let our vessels get away. You can't let the sailor soldiers gather after them. And then, where are they? Come on, let's search for the sailor soldiers. And then Haruka and Michiru are like chilling in a tree. They're not on the freaking ground. They're in a tree. And Haruka says, we can't stay at the academy any longer. And then Michiru says, indeed. They say it later. And that just was like, what the fuck, dude? Seriously, why aren't you doing this right? This kind of, I wanted to see the chase scene. Like, what is it with you people? What is it with this anime and not doing chase scenes? Like, Okay. And I do like the addition of what Baidu said about knowing Mercury's attack patterns, all of her attack patterns. I thought that was cool. I was fine with that. Okay, but I don't understand why when all the scouts came in, the inner senshi, why the fuck did they attack? Is this just to show off animation? Because the only one that's supposed to start the attacking is Sailor Moon with the moon rod. And it doesn't happen because then you have Uranus and Neptune come in and transform. And oh my god, I love their transformations. They are beautiful. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm happy with the transformations. I was like meh on them doing the speeches again. They didn't in the manga, so whatever. Oh my god. I have to say this. Before I go into the attack, I gotta say this. So, I don't know how I feel about how they did the sword, because it's not supposed to be a magical talisman. It's a demonic talisman in the manga, so I don't know how to feel about that. I kind of wish they would have stuck with that. And the other thing is that Uranus calls the sword to protect all of them, not just her. So I was like thinking maybe Hulu is fucking up on the translation. I don't know, but that's wrong. It should have been all of us, because now it's making her sound selfish. But okay, now I'm gonna get to the thing I wanted to say. That attack from the sword was so fucking badass. I loved the attack from the sword. The sword, Space Sword Blaster, was beautiful. Oh my god, it was beautiful. And then the ending was perfect. The ending was exactly how it was in the manga. Maybe the words were a little bit different in the manga, but whatever. It was the scene was exactly like it was in the manga. It was perfect. I was very happy with how it ended. It ended at the place where it did it for chapter 30 or act 30 in the manga. So I'm very satisfied with that. So I want to know what you nerdigans thought about this chapter. Did you guys, or not chapter, this episode. were you guys, especially if you've read the manga, were you just as frustrated as I was with some of this stuff? Because I was just like, why the fuck did you take this out? Seriously, you could have I'm glad they didn't do all the speeches for their inner senshi, but I kind of wish they didn't do the attacks because they weren't supposed to do the attacks. And we could have had some of this other stuff in there. And I want to know if you guys are just as frustrated as I am with the inner monologue, non-inner monologue thing. And would you have wanted to see the chase scene animated? Because that was pretty sweet, especially when Haruka and Michiru jumped out the freaking window. That was badass, but they didn't show it. So, oh well. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Also, donate to my Patreon if you love what I do. And the link is in the description box below. Also, if you want to catch any more of my shenanigans, and because I don't post every day, I'm going to try and start posting every day pretty soon. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. And the link will be in the description box below as well. So anyway, until next time, Nerdigans, bye!